Hello and welcome to Designs by Newish. Today we have an easy Christmas folio. It's the third installment in my folio series. Um, I constructed this with cardstock and some papers from my stash. This folio measures 8.5 by 6 inches and has a 1/2 inch spine and a 1/4 inch spine here. I haven't used any embellishments on the front because I'm kind of undecided about what I'm going to do, but I think the paper is doing a good job right now. When you open it up here, you have a pocket page, which I made a little booklet to display photos, and I embellished it with some design paper and some stickers from Hobby Lobby, just to bring a little nostalgia in. I incorporated some photos. Um, I kind of know that I want to put photos in here for my granddaughters from when my kids were small. So I think they'll really enjoy that. And these stickers on the front pages here, it's just for instant gratification for the kids to give it some whimsy and character and make them excited. Over here, I created a little photo mat and again incorporated some photos just for fun. And this folio on this side has a closure that I made. I used one of the stickers and backed it with some cardstock and used the brad from my stash and created this closure so that we can have a flip this way. And when I constructed it, I tried to make sure that I can put 3x4s, in here, and 4x4s if we need to. This is a little place to tuck more photos. So you can kind of stockpile in here if you need to. Just to, get in all the photos that you may want. I don't like to use a lot of embellishments in these little folios because I want them to stay flat and lightweight and really easy for people to maneuver through without feeling like they're going to damage something. This opens and flips this way. And on this cover, I just created just a little matted design. I used some papers from my stash just to, create and define some spaces for photos. And I've already incorporated some because I kind of know the theme that I'm after. So these are from last year, and I'll do some journaling, but I did think about it and I said, well, if we have an influx of photos or more events than I anticipate, I created some little tuck spots. So you can stuff more photos in this little folio than I intended. And I probably would turn it this way if I was to do that because the majority of my photos are going to be 3x4s or 3x3s. These are some that I already had and cut that I stuck up there. This little area here is just a little fold out that I incorporated just so that I can create a place to put pictures of my parents so that I can share them with my grandchildren who's old enough now to understand. So this will be a little history lesson for them and they'll be part of our festivities as well. This flips this way and I incorporated a pocket on the back. Again, just to be able to stuff in more photos if necessary. But I made this pocket a little tall so that we can put a photo there as well. So trust me, by the time this hits the coffee table and everybody sees it, it's going to have a lot of photos from the past and the present. I do incorporate larger photos whenever possible, and I try to create tucks so that I can do that. in case I do run across an uncropped photo. I don't have to exclude it because of its size. And it flips out this way. And right here, I just had a 12 by 12 that I cut down about an eighth and a fourth. And I just kind of created a design to give it that feeling of a whole sheet of paper. But this is a waterfall. And it flips open this way. And that's a little faux strip just to complete the visual. And this is tall enough to incorporate photos this way. And I did test it with some real photos, and I think it's going to work out nicely. And if you're worried about it being kind of bulky after photos are in, then this little flap here is the perfect closure. But over here, I created a little flip that looks like a belly band, just to incorporate some journaling. And I put photos there just to kind of test it out and see what the feel was that I was going for. I decided to leave them there because, again, it's a good visual. And this photo, this little folio, is going to hold about 30 photos. And again, with some of the tuck spots and pockets, you'll have maybe even room for more. So again, this was made to be really easy and simple and beginner friendly. And just to prove it, it's just 2 pieces of cardstock that's 8.5 by 11, and you just score it and connect them in the middle like this. And I use score tape instead of so much glue because I don't want my paper to wave up on me. But you can use glue and use it sparingly and get a really good result. And once you have the papers on this cardstock, it really firms it up. This book is not flimsy by any stretch of the imagination. So I really love these folios because they let you incorporate your pictures during events, and they are really interesting, and people, grab them. I mean, in my family, I'm the memory keeper. So being a memory keeper in my family, I try to display photos in the way I chose this venue to do it because most of us have photos on our phone, and we never really get to share them. And if we do, what happens when you get a phone call? It disrupts everything. People disperse. You never really get what you're trying to give out of it. So, and that's sharing the photos, sharing the love, because we know these photos, new and old, they invoke feelings and emotions. And I've seen people cry looking at photos. I've seen them laugh. I've seen it engage conversation. And like I said, they really are the star of the show at our events. Somebody always has this in hand, asking questions. And you can try to journal as much as you can. On these photos here, I'll put the year that they were taken, the place. You don't have to put a ton of information. This is really straight and to the point right here. Building a gingerbread house with Grammy and Aunt Teresa, Christmas 2017, which happened to be my granddaughter's first Christmas. And so this is 2017, and I'll make that known here. So anybody picking this up will be able to really enjoy these photos and understand. And if they don't, it'll spark conversation that probably need to be had anyway. Most memory keepers are family historians as well, so they'll have a story to connect with the photos and the events, and it's just really fun. So to be a good memory keeper is not that difficult. I mean, you could delegate the responsibility. Like if I'm hosting, I'm going to be cooking and greeting and meeting, and it's just a lot going on. So taking a photo can be really, a challenging experience for me. So I delegate the responsibility out to my daughter, and she does a wonderful job. And when I'm able, I'll pick up my camera and start taking photos as well and mingling with people and getting information. But um, of course, you may not be able to share the photos at the event, but after the event, it's probably a good idea to print them off, and you can create a folio like this and fill it up with photos of that person interacting at that event with you all, and make it a gift. So if you don't feel crafty or handy enough to do that, you could also share them online, email. You can send it through snail mail. Um, send them photocopies. And it's just abundance of way to keep in touch and to uh, really share these photos and make it an experience um, that everybody can enjoy, and not just the people that have them on their phone. Um, I want to thank you for joining me with this series. I had so much fun. I've incorporated some more photos here of a Halloween event already. Um, so we have these, and there's more to come. And this is going to be a delightful folio to share, and it'll probably be shared right around Thanksgiving or so. That's the beauty of it. I'll have this one, and then I'll have the fall, and the fall is the same way. It's got more photos than when I first displayed it, and it's going to continue to be filled. This section is for Thanksgiving. It'll be full of photos to put on the table at Christmas. And so, I mean, look at this. This is just a wonderful display. And who wouldn't be interested in that? So I'm sure if you try this, it's going to be a hit. I would love for you to share any comments and ideas that you have as a memory keeper. And also, you can share any comment if you want to see tutorials or anything special from my channel. I'll be happy to share it with you if I'm able to. And I want to just thank you so much for being here and watching my tutorials. If you haven't already, I would like for you to subscribe and share this video and like this video. And thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.